I would ask anybody to have a look at this clip here and consider this question, consider this conundrum. This is me this morning working with this Springer Spaniel on behalf of an owner, because the owner has taken this dog on as a rescue and has recognised that the dog represents a significant risk, certainly to livestock, and the person lives relatively rurally and exercises the dog rurally and does not want to have that dog represent a risk to somebody else's animals, to somebody else's livelihood and other vulnerable species. So as you can see here, look, we're working with avoidance training with an electronic collar to teach the dog that these animals are not to be chased, are not to be attacked. Now, the very reason that we're using an electronic training collar is sufficient for DEFRA and the animal welfare charities of this country to consider us criminal. They want this to become a criminal act, and for people like myself who instill avoidance, who basically instill safety and protection for these animals, to be considered barbaric, cruel criminals. Now, have a look at this sheep here. This is one that a friend of ours phoned us about an hour later on that they came across, having seen another dog that had escaped control of its owner, was still wearing its harness, and brought this sheep down and dragged it into a bog by its neck. Now, how on earth, by any logical welfare standards, is the actions of myself and others like me in preventing this from happening, even when a dog is on a lead, the greater threat to welfare than this? To the Kennel Club, who think that it's cruel for people to train their dogs to avoid them from doing this, to stop them from doing this and make them afraid of it in your multi-million-pound Mayfair office, this is the reality. This is the reality of your bullshit decision-making policies and your politics. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.